Ready.
Set.
Gamecast.
Welcome to Ready Set Gamecast, a bi-weekly podcast about video games and old-timey holidays. I'm Bryce, and I'm joined at the table by Teddy Chinaris.
Is Thanksgiving an old-timey holiday?
Yeah,
I
so
guess.
It was like the first American holiday.
I feel like most holidays are old-timey holidays unless they're
Right.
new. And what's like a new holiday?
Talk like a pirate day.
I wonder if this actually comes up. Most recent holiday.
I imagine like Memorial Day, like talking about
Yeah.
days you have off is probably like Memorial Day because that was like for World War II stuff.
This didn't really come up with much of a search. I will find this out later.
If you're talking
Martin
just
Luther
like
King Jr. Day.
well, are we talking that most people have the day off because there's like a
I
lot
guess.
of days that government. I feel like government employees have the day off like 3 times a month. Get a government
be
job.
nice.
You will never be working. But Teddy, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for League of Legends dropping that the hottest new song of 2018. Look it up. That is all. It's so good.
Go to YouTube and search the hottest new song of 2018.
I mean, what might work better is searching League of Legends and then clicking their channel and probably watching the most recent video. But, you know, it's a K-pop song and it's really good. It's great. They animated like four of the female champions to be like K-pop stars, and it's amazing.
Was the Harley Quinn looking girl?
No.
It's the one that Darian likes. I don't know her name. I can't think of her name right now.
Oh, Jinx? No.
Yeah.
Actually, I only know that I know Akali's in it. I know Ari's in it. I think Evelyn's in it. No, not Jinx. There's one other, but it's not Jinx. Speaking of League of Legends, I had like I had like 4 other friends tonight being like, "Hey man, we're all jumping into League tonight for the first time in forever. You want to join?" And I'm like, "No." And then they continue to pressure me, and I'm like, "No, man, I can't fall into that trap again. I can't do it. I'm old now, man. You know, I got a life. I got a job. I got grandkids. It's a whole thing. I got responsibilities. It's crazy, you know."
Well, Teddy Chinaris, what video game traps have you been falling into?
Yo, I've fallen into actually a good amount now that you ask. It's been a month since I've been on, so I'm probably forgetting a lot of them. But for a while, I was playing Alien Isolation on stream for a Patreon thing. That game's not great. Even as a horror game, it's not great.
Yeah, I played it for a little bit, but I just found myself like frustrated with it. Because
It's very frustrating.
yeah, like it there's not a lot of horror games I really like. Dead Space is the only series that I really like. I feel scared, but like tense, but not like frustrated. A lot of horror games feel like just kind of almost like point and click adventures, because you have to like know, do this and do that, while knowing that like failure is gonna have like
that was kind of Alien Isolation, in a way. I mean, I've only played like 2 other horror games. I've played Amnesia and I've played Outlast, and they were both for like one was for charity and one was for Patreon, and they were both a lot better than Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation was just like frustrating, like the actual mechanics of like getting past the alien and whatnot. And Outlast and Amnesia were very much more of like just kind of follow a thing and then you get to the end eventually. Like Outlast specifically was a little bit more confusing than Amnesia, Amnesia was pretty straightforward, except for one part which I had to open a walkthrough. But like, it's kind of just follow the story, whereas Amnesia or Alien was like that, but there's way too much of like getting past the. You had to be very patient, which I'm not a huge fan of, and like the actual like layout of the space stations and whatnot was not great. I don't know. It was frustrating. And like when I Googled Alien Isolation tips, and the first thing was like, be ready to die. You're going to die a lot. And I'm like, why is that good? Like, that's not good design, I feel like. I don't know.
See, I feel like a good horror game makes you like tense, like you're like scared you're going to die anytime, but you're not actually dying. Like you have to have the fear, because there was one game about like you were taking care of like this like Furby looking thing, but then it's like mom would like come and was like coming to murder you, so you basically had to like make sure
it's not good,
the Furby thing was like fed and taken care of and stuff, or else it would start making noises and then the mom would find you. And like I was like really tense of like, I've got to make sure it's good and stuff. But as soon as I started dying, like I stopped being scared, because I knew what death, like I was like, what's the spookiness? Like, oh my God, what's going to happen when it finds me? And then once it found me, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then I just started getting frustrated after that, because then I just started dying a lot, because it was like the difficulty was way too high. It almost seems like they try and make the horror games like stupidly difficult, thinking like that's how you become scared, and it's just like, no, you made it frustrating.
I don't know. We stopped playing that. But I recently have been into two traps, one more than the other. We're back into Destiny 2, boys. We're back in there. I know it's been, everyone feels like I abandoned the Destiny community. They're like, where'd Teddy go? They're all missing me. No one knows who I am. But we're back into doing that, because people got me Forsaken on PC. And I've been playing a bunch of that. And Festival of the Lost is really, really good. And I've been grinding that, and after this stream I'm going to do the I'm gonna do the Haunted Forest. I need to do like 7 runs or something like that, because I need like 60 soul fragments. It's a whole thing. I gotta get 2 more masks, and then I'm done with the triumphs. And I've done all of the Festival of the Lost stuff in like a week, 2 weeks. I got up from starting a new character and like boosting it through Forsaken to 558, and the light cap is like 600, and I don't even think my PS4 character is that high. I just got like really lucky. Like it's been really good, and there's so much shit I want to do, and I have friends to play now, because they got it for me on PC, because they've been wanting to play with me, so that's why I switched over, because I didn't have enough people to play with. And it's really, really fun. Like Destiny 2 Forsaken, like everyone's been saying for like 2 months. But I was late because I got distracted by Spider-Man and other games. It's really good. It's really good. So I'm happy. I'm very happy to be back into that. I hope the Dawning, the Christmas event, is anywhere as good as the Halloween event, because Christmas is the best holiday, as we all know. And then I've also been playing Black Ops 4, which is still really good. The multiplayer is really good. That probably wasn't even out when I was on the podcast last. Probably not. Black Ops 4 is really good. I've been playing that since it launched. And I haven't really dabbled too much into zombies, or like not even really that much into Blackout, but just the standard Call of Duty multiplayer has been really, really fun, and I'm excited for Rank to eventually go live in that. And I've also been playing Diablo 3 on the Switch, which I got like last Friday? I don't know. I got it pretty recently, and I've been playing that like in bed and over on the couch and whatnot, just having portable Diablo. It's really good. The port is awesome. Like it's 60 FPS, and it like doesn't dip ever. It runs really well. It's great. Diablo 3 is very good. It's a very good video game. That's why people want Diablo 4 so badly, and not something else that we'll talk about later.
I have been playing Spider-Man. Did you?
I need to get to that DLC eventually.
Okay, you haven't played the DLC?
No. At this point, I'm so sucked into other things that I'm like, I know the DLC I'll finish in one stream. I'll do it in like 4 hours. So it's like, at this point, I'm just like, I'll get to it when I get to it. When I have a night where I got nothing else to play, I'll do that. I have it on the back burner.
Yeah, it was really easy to 100%.
Yeah. My friend told me it took him 4 hours to do everything.
Yeah, I really like the story. I kind of like the story they're building more than the main story.
Yeah. I got spoiled by YouTube recommended videos.
Oh. What?
So I totally know, like, the big thing that happens.
At the end?
Not the end, but, like, there's a plot point that...
where, yeah, I mean...
Yeah. It's a cool little plot point, and, like, the interaction is great, but, like, I know it now.
But yeah, the DLC was really cool. I would have liked that stuff to kind of show up on the main map. They kind of load you into a separate campaign thing, which I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop playing Spider-Man for a bit. And when the DLC comes back, I'll use that. While I'm playing that, I can start working on these crimes and side missions that I've been leaving. But then I found out, they load you into a separate map, and that stuff's not even there. So, and then they have a new faction that you have to do crime so on. And I will say, there is a new enemy type that they add for that DLC that I fucking hate. There is nothing I can, like, there is maybe one of my gadgets that will even do anything to him. Otherwise, he just shrugs it off.
It's weird.
It's a minigun guy, which is another thing that sucks about him. He does huge damage. He's super hard to avoid, and like everything that I throw at him, he seems to just shrug off. The only thing I can do is use the one that like floats him in the air, and that just takes him out of commission for a little bit. And then he gets back up. But it seems like if I punch him at all, he's such a big tank that he just kind of takes it and is so hard to take down. He's definitely
not looking forward to that.
Yeah, those guys. Anytime they showed up, I was like, really? Come on! Like I will fight anybody else, but please get rid of minigun guy. I would basically like try and clear the field of the other guys and then try and focus on him because yeah, his miniguns suck. But yeah, I'm really excited for where the story goes. It seems what they're doing is that the story is going to carry through the DLCs. Like they kind of like,
it seems like it's one big thing for like the three episodes, which is cool.
Yeah, it seems like you're gonna kind of get across the 3 DLCs, you're gonna get a story kind of on par with what you got from the main campaign.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I'm really liking where the story is going, so I'm really excited to see where it goes. I did go back so I'm doing 2 Extra Life streams. I did one just the weekend before this was recorded. Just an 8-hour one. Did some more Dead Space 2, which I want to yell about in a second. And then after finishing up the DLC, I went back and played some more of the campaign, wrapping up the side missions. I will say one thing. There is a kind of the challenges in the DLC involve this one character that I was like, who the heck is this character? Should we know you? It turns out that character is introduced in a side mission in the main thing. So
I will probably...
Yeah,
wait, okay.
It's a internet personality, if that helps.
Okay. I do know who that is.
Yeah. So I had done all of her stuff in the DLC, going like, I don't know who this is, and then I came across her side mission, and the main thing I was like, oh.
Side mission's so weird.
Yeah, it's supposed to be introduced before.
That's a weird side mission.
And you get more of those in the DLC.
Great.
Yeah, it's a good time. I'm really excited to see more of that. But Dead Space 2. Okay, so I got Dead Space 2. Well, I got Origin Access because that's like $5 a month, and Dead Space 2 is included in that. So I was like, oh, $5, I'm gonna play Dead Space and I can just cancel it. So I download it and I get through chapter 1 and I go to the first store, and then I see like my store is just packed full of stuff. Like basically every gun is unlocked, all of these suits and stuff. And I was like, this is a bunch of like DLC stuff that you can get, and it was all free. To clarify, is basically like, oh, you just unlocked all of the stuff that you should have to like, grab the schematics and get them back to the store and find them later in the game. Stuff is basically like starting the game with it's basically New Game Plus for the first time, and it's like I was not happy about it because A, it cluttered the store, and B, like Dead Space is all about like barely getting by, and starting off with everything completely ruins it. Also, I also heard that so if you have access to a gun, even if you're not currently holding it, in Dead Space 2, they will give you ammo for said gun. So if you wanted to just go, oh, I'm not going to buy these guns until I find the schematic, then they're still going to give you the ammo for it, so you'd be losing out on ammo for the guns you actually would have. So I was very upset about the way that, like, and there was no way to just, like, I was like, oh, do I just go into Origin and be like, don't give me the DLC? There's no way. They just force that on you. Apparently that's true on the Steam version too, but if you do some Googling, you can find that there's the original EXE file is floating around there, and if you swap them out, that'll remove the DLC. So that's what I had.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that you had to go to that lengths to do that. That's weird.
So if you want to play Dead Space 2, either don't play it on Access. If you do, get it on Steam and try and find this code, and or play on your PS3, because they're not gonna hotwire your PS3 to force the DLC on you, which is so weird. Like why would they force DLC on you? But whatever. I pre-ordered Smash Brothers because of the DLC and the bonus Nintendo coins. And while I was there, I picked up Moonlighter, because that just came to Switch today, the day that we're recording this. I'm really liking it. The dungeon crawling stuff is challenging and fun. It feels like this old NES game I used to play. I can't remember the name of it, but it feels very reminiscent of that. And it's all about kind of like testing your limits, because like you want to go far enough so that you can get like fill your bag and get really good stuff for your shop. But you don't want to like push too hard, or else you'll die and then you'll lose everything. And there's like been plenty of like, I was dying all the time before I started going like, okay, no, like my bag's good, I'm going back up. Like I kept trying to push too hard, and then so then you take that stuff you got from the dungeon, and then you'll put it in your shop, and from the get-go, like the first time you put something in your shop, you just have to guess at what do you think it should cost. And then based on how people react to that, if they're like really pissed off about the price, or if they're like super excited, like, oh man, I'm getting crazy good deal on this, then you can kind of try and change your prices based on that. So the next time you sell it. And then with that money, you can upgrade your shop so you can get like more spaces to sell stuff, or better register or whatever. And then you can also improve your town by inviting other shops to come to town, like a potion maker or a swordsmith and stuff. And it's all about like trying to, like, it's got this nice cycle of going down to the dungeon, getting stuff, selling it, and that's like, you're constantly like, people are coming in, looking at your stuff and giving you their reaction. If they buy it, then you can go run over there real quick and put something new down for the next person. I hope
people have a good reaction to your stuff.
Yeah.
They take a look at it, and you want them to have a good reaction.
Yes. But not too good, or else you undervalued your stuff.
That's kind of true, yeah. Kind of.
But yeah, I've only gone through the dungeon a few times. There's apparently 5 dungeons in total, but then there's like inside the dungeons there's several like difficulties. So
dungeons upon dungeons.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna have a lot of legs, and I'm excited to see more. But
I didn't even know what this game was.
I'm fairly certain we've talked about it once it first came to Steam.
I had no idea this was a game until today. But it is very cute. Oh yeah, a very cute little art style. Looks really cool.
Yeah, the vibe of it's really cool. The gameplay is cool. I'm excited to get some new weapons, because literally the first weapon you have is a broom. You're just like whacking the monsters with a broom, and then a guy's like, "Hold on, let me give you my sword and shield." But what's cool is that you'll still have the broom. You'll be able to carry 2 weapons at a time. So I use the broom for like ranged attacks, because it kind of like reaches out with them and like a spear. And then like for close range stuff, I'll pull out the sword and shield.
You feel like it wouldn't be like that, you know? A broom you feel like would be a sweeping type of thing, you know?
Yeah, well, he's
not really gonna have much power stabbing.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's not. It doesn't.
Does he hold the brush and stab with the stick part?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. I thought you were just stabbing with the little.
You know, he's not hitting them with the bristles. But I've also been playing Ghostbusters World, because Gregory Miller is talking about it. I will say, it does some things better than Pokemon Go, like the fact that you actually battle the monsters in an actual RPG style of having skills and going, like there's a single player campaign to it, and it's pretty cool.
I saw gameplay, and when you like capture things, it's not just like toss the thing.
yeah. There's a lot going on with capturing, which is pretty cool. I will say I finished the story campaign already, and now I've kind of gone like,
what is up with you and Pokemon Go related games? Why can't you sit at home and play a video game like a normal person? You know what I mean?
Here's the good thing about this, twitch.tv/Teddy Chinaris.
Oh yeah, what's that? Twitch.tv/LastGeekPlays?
Because Ghostbusters World, so Pokemon Go got all of its locations from those good old Ingress players like myself, who submitted locations as portals, and then Niantic just took that stuff and translated it to Pokemon Go. Ghostbusters World did not have that hard work done before, but they needed a bunch of locations. So apparently they're just taking... They linked it to Google, and anything that's indicated on Google is a dimensional door in Ghostbusters World. So like every single business
everywhere.
Yeah, every business, regardless if they are still amazing. There or not, is it, like there's stuff in the middle of streets, there's stuff like that should not be there. But my apartment is a dimensional door.
So you just got ghosts all the time?
Yeah, so I can just sit there and do it without ever leaving.
As somebody who's never actually even seen Ghostbusters,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, what do you... does that surprise you? It really shouldn't at this point.
No, because you like movies, so...
I know, but... I like movies, but I don't... there are many, many, many older movies. Most of them that I have not seen. And everyone knows this. Everyone's like, oh, have you seen this? No. Have you seen Forrest Gump? No. Have you seen Top Gun? No. You seen, like, just name a bunch of, like,
Space
older...
Jam.
No.
What the fuck?
Like, just name... I'm surprised... This has come up before. This is definitely a thing that you've known at one point or another. But no, as somebody who has not seen Ghostbusters, do the ghosts come from there, or do they just make up a bunch of shit ghosts? Because that's what it kind of looks like.
Well, it seems that the kind of story thing is more based on the comic books, the Ghostbuster comic books. Like the art style is pulling the IDW Ghostbusters comic books and stuff.
Okay.
So it seems like several ghosts are from that. There are some ghosts from the movie, but yeah, that's the problem with Ghostbusters World. Is that like there's no we have no attachment to these ghosts.
No,
like I do not care.
Like shitty weird looking ghosts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's because after I beat this, because my whole deal of like, oh, I want to see where the story goes, and then once I finish the story, it's like, I guess I just catch more of this dumb slime thing, and now I think I'm about done playing it. I kind of stopped logging in for a while, so.
Good. Sit at home, play a real video game, just like all of these video games that we're going to mention in the news, right, Bryce?
Yep. So first news story. The U.S. feds allow DRM cracking to preserve abandoned internet-based games. So the right to repair exemption is in only blah, blah. Okay. So basically, this is the federal government is now allowing people to circumvent DRM as part of preserving video games that had an online component. Think of things like Star Wars Galaxy. I think MMOs are a big one that would be part of this. So anything that has that kind of component and thus kind of you can't fully play the game because of this aspect. The government said, hey, you can do that now. And this is for something like you can't do this. You can't say, oh, I'm going to just circumvent Red Dead Redemption's DRM because of this. It has to be a thing where like Star Wars Galaxies is a good example because the servers are gone. The only way to play this would be by getting around it and creating your own thing, creating your own, like putting up your own servers, or faking it or whatever. If they're up there, if the company is supporting the game still, you can't get around it. But this might allow us to see older games have fan made servers and stuff to keep them alive. If they bring Star Wars Galaxies back, I am fucking there because I was so excited about it coming up, but I was poor as shit and could not afford it and couldn't afford the game.
Wait, so you didn't even have an attachment? Like you never played it?
No, I was.
You just wanted to?
Yeah, I was like so excited seeing it coming out. Like everything about it was so exciting, but then it came out and I did not have a good enough computer to play it.
Don't play it if it comes back. It's not gonna be good. It's a really, really old MMO. You'd probably be better off with SWTOR.
People out there playing, well, no, they're very different. They are very, very different.
Yeah, but like if you're wanting a Star Wars MMO, you know?
No, so there was a lot of things really cool about Star Wars Galaxies, but we're already kind of running long that we'll get into later. But yeah, so we might see some really cool stuff from that. Some other really cool stuff we saw was some Smash Brothers news from the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So we got 2 new characters added to the roster. We got Ken from the Street Fighter franchise.
The Street Fighter franchise.
And we got a Pokemon who's a big red cat named Incineroar.
Yup. How excited are you about that?
I mean, it looks cool, and I like that he's like a pro wrestler. So he's doing like wrestling moves.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of wrestling moves.
But yeah, I've never played a game with him in it. I've never seen him before. What is he? Is he Sun and Moon? I don't know.
Possibly.
I'm so behind on Pokemon. I've got no idea.
Not the Pokemon man, as everybody knows.
We also saw Spirits, which that's whole system seems very convoluted, and like it's like you're like able to upgrade your fighters with special abilities or powers based on those spirits. And
I'm down for Spirits. I'm down for Spirit Mode. I'm down for all of it. A lot of people are like, oh man, this looks garbage. Not even a lot of people, like kind of funny who I was watching do the reacts. Like Tim and Kevin really don't like it. But like, I'm very much down to try it. I'm open to it. It seems very RPG-esque. And I'm down. Who knows? Could be good. Could be extremely convoluted and not that great. But it seems kind of cool. It seems like an added mode that will add, like... It seems like loot. And I like loot.
Teddy loves to grind for loot.
I do. Yeah. And that's kind of what it seems like in Smash. So I'm like, all right. I'm down.
Do we really want RPG elements in a fighter game?
Yes. In Smash? Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm down. But like only in a very sectioned off, like in that spirit mode. You know, I'm down. But like I don't want it anywhere else.
There's also, they're putting out an app that is going to allow you to share your cool videos.
I didn't even know about that one.
They've it's going to be part of the Nintendo online app, so it's just like games have their own section in it. They've announced that there's going to be 5 DLC characters, and so there's 74 characters from right now that are, when you buy the game, 74 characters are going to be in it. They said Piranha Plant is coming. If you pre-order the game now, you will get him. And then there's
which
gonna
is another fighter they unveiled.
Yeah,
the Piranha Plant.
So he's the 75th as like a bonus. He's not really DLC. He's not really base game. He's this weird in between. And then there's gonna be 5 DLC characters. So all said and done, there's gonna be 80 characters. We don't know what the 5 DLC characters are yet.
I feel like there could very well eventually be even more than 5.
Yeah, we'll see how long they support that, but we know that at least the roster is going to get up to 80. And then we saw the World of Light cinematic, and that thing was so dope.
Yeah, dude, Kirby is the only one. Kirby is the last one standing. Kirby's the real MVP.
Kirby's going to save the world.
It's exciting.
Yeah, and like
dude, I was talking about this with somebody else, and I was like, I love that they looked at the giant roster, and they're like, okay, out of everyone to survive and one to start with, we're gonna go with Kirby. Like out of all of them, like you could have picked, Mario. Like I feel like that would make sense, but they're like, nah, we're gonna go with Kirby. He's the one. Cute little pink dude.
We see Mario way too much. Mario gets top billing way too often.
Yeah, Kirby. Kirby won the Smash Bros. Royale.
Kirby is just gonna suck everybody up and then become them, and then it's just gonna be Kirby pretending to be everybody else.
That's the twist. The end of the roster, like at the end of the World of Light, right? The end is like you unlock all of them, and they're all just Kirby versions. That'd be great.
It's just like, Kirby gets like their little hat when he sucks them up.
That's all it is.
He just takes the hat and puts them on a bunch of dummies. It's like, yes, the teams fall back. And then it's just like Kirby like crying to himself, like knowing it's just fake.
Kirby somehow really just figures out a way to clone himself, and there's 74 Kirbys, and each one goes and sucks up the powers of somebody else, and that's the roster.
Yeah. I'm really like, the cinematic seems really cool. It looks like every character kind of has their own like little world. We saw like the Pokemon trainer hopping on the water man, the water Pokemon, and like all of them seem to have all of them seem to have their own little like world that they ran around in. It looked really dope, and I'm excited. Tim Geddes seemed really down on us. Like, this looks crazy cool. I don't know what
World of Light seems cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
I'm not digging Spirits, but World of Light looks dope.
Yeah.
Teddy, tell me about something that doesn't look dope.
Let me just read it how Bryce titled the article. It says Henry Cavill as Geralt looks like hot garbage. And he's not totally wrong. It's not great. Basically, Netflix put out a thing on Twitter that was like, get your first look at Henry Cavill in The Witcher. And it's like a first look at him. It's like, it's in the dark, and he walks forward. He looks around, and he takes a shot of something, and then it ends. And it's like, boom, Netflix. And it was not a good idea.
Yeah.
If I was saying this the whole time, they should not have like the first thing that you see from this project be like, here's the first look at Geralt as at Henry Cavill as Geralt. Like, if you have any doubts about the costume, even slightly, maybe they didn't think it looked bad, sure, but like if you have any slight doubts about the costume. Don't have the first thing be a first look at the costume. Like, you have to have full confidence in your costume to be like, here it is, you know? The first thing that you show off should have been a trailer. It should have been like, here's the story and like what we're doing. But he looks like a buff Legolas. The wig looks bad. He doesn't have a beard, which is okay. It's fine. He doesn't have a beard in the books. That's the whole thing. It's based off the books, not off the game. But like my whole thing is he looks too handsome. He looks too young. Like, Geralt is a good-looking guy, right? But Geralt looks fucked up. Like, he's very clean, you know? I'm just not a huge fan of that. I definitely think it will look better in the show, like, in action, you know? But
there was a lot of people, like, when Henry Cavill got cast for this, there were a lot of people like, I don't know about this, and I don't know if Netflix was like, well, show him in the costume, that'll reassure everybody.
Maybe.
And now it's like,
now it's even worse.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, I'm unsure about this, and now they're like, no put it back.
I don't think it looks as bad as everyone says, but it's not great. It's really not great.
I just want to take a quick shout out. I just finished season 2 of Castlevania, another video game adaptation.
I can't wait. I'm gonna start that soon.
It is so, like, it starts off so slow. It's a lot of political stuff, in all the vampires talking politics for like half the season, it seems like some flashbacks to some like action-y stuff. But once there's like the fighting starts, the action scenes are so good. I was just like, oh my god, I love this. Yeah. So it's real good, and
I'm excited.
I wish all video game adaptations were as good as Castlevania. Season 3 is coming, which is going to be really interesting. Like, I would have been fine with them ending it the way they did, but they definitely did set it up for a third season, which will be interesting.
But yeah, that's that. Go look at it.
But there's another thing that had a sequel, or not maybe.
Kind of.
Teddy, can you tell me about that?
Basically, Toby Fox, the creator of Undertale, like, was very cryptic for like a day, being like, "Oh, something's coming out tomorrow," and then I don't even know how he did it, but there's a game called Deltarune, which is a free download for PC and Mac. And it's like just this little game. I wish I could like say more about it, like if I had played it, but I didn't have the time to play it. But like, he just released this little thing that everyone thinks is like connected to Undertale. I really need to play it because I love Undertale. Undertale's amazing. If you haven't played Undertale, I didn't know Bryce hadn't played Undertale, and he tweeted out something like, "Oh, I need to play Undertale," and I responded with what I'm gonna say right now. Undertale is necessary. This is a necessary game to play. It's like Undertale, Last of Us, original Super Mario Bros. Like, it's up there with like the necessary games to play.
I started Undertale on PC, but I just wasn't feeling the combat.
It's so good.
Well, yeah, the
you don't have to fight everybody.
Well, yeah. See that I wasn't feeling the trying to avoid getting hit thing. And I was like, I'll wait for. I'll
get good.
It seems like like I'd have a lot more fun playing it casually on the Switch, because I feel like when I'm playing on PC, it feels like a more like, this is 100% what I'm doing. I'm very serious about this gaming experience. Whereas having it like chill.
Need to be. I don't know about like Undertale as a portable. Like, if you're not. As long as you have your earbuds in, I guess you just have to hear the music and the sounds. It's very good. It's a very good game.
Yeah, I was thinking about picking it up on Switch, and I've decided not to yet, just because I've made a lot of purchases for my Extra Life stream. I bought another Xbox controller. I bought 2 PS4 controllers. I bought a 4th PS4 controller, but then I saw there was still the 500 million version of the controller still on sale, and I was like, yes, that one too, please. And then I got
That's awesome.
So yeah, there's I made some purchases, but I was like, I gotta stop for a minute, and maybe after Christmas.
Speaking of other PlayStation things you could purchase, what can you purchase? Soon. Not yet, Bryce, but soon.
The Sony revealed the PlayStation Classic game lineup. I'm gonna read through it all. You
could have just said, "Oh, I could get the PlayStation Classic soon." Oh, this is the lineup. You didn't answer the question. It was kind of a segue, but it was like halfway. You had to complete it.
I'm gonna read the story now. So here's the games going to be on the PlayStation Classic. Battle Arena Toshinden, Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy VII, Grand Theft Auto, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, Rayman. Rayman. Everybody loves him.
They do.
Resident Evil Director's Cut, Revelations Persona, Ridge Racer Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Tom Clancy Rainbow Six, Twisted Metal, and Wild Arms. Teddy, is there any of these that you're excited about or have heard of?
I did not play the original PlayStation because I'm a babby. There's many that I've heard of. I mean, I've played later games in the Rayman franchise. There's the first GTA, Metal Gear Solid. I played like 2 hours of when a friend lent me the collection. And I've heard of Wild Arms, Tekken, Siphon Filter. I heard a lot about the original Rainbow Six, Twisted Metal. But, I'm not getting this.
We discussed this a little bit before the show because I was going to ask you, do you think there's anything that's missing? But apparently you have not played a PlayStation 1.
No. I mean, I played it. Didn't own it. I played at a friend's house. There was like a, what's like the dinosaur cartoon that was like, wasn't it like Lost something? There was like an old dinosaur movie, like set of cartoon movies that was, I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's got like Littlefoot and stuff.
Yes, Littlefoot, and there was like Long Neck or something, but like that's the name of a dinosaur, I think. Yeah, but there was one of The Land Before Time, exactly.
Yes.
I went over to a friend's house and we played a little Land Before Time kart racer.
What?
I swear to God, that's a thing on the original PlayStation. And that's my PlayStation 1 experience.
Why was Little Neck in a cart?
Littlefoot,
Little Neck. Was it? I mean, there was one that had a short neck.
Great Valley Racing. Yup, this is a thing. Great Valley Racing Adventure. This is my PS1 experience.
I had a PlayStation 1, but I honestly couldn't think of too much on it. The only thing I could think of is something they're probably missing is Spyro. And that's probably like Activision's all weird about it. They're like, that's Skylanders now. We will only acknowledge him as a Skylander. You shall be nothing but that. Yeah, so that's the list. I don't know how people feel. Do you think this is something you would be interested in?
No.
No, not you.
No.
You've got no affinity for the games, and you don't have an interest in going back to see what the people play.
Yeah, and I don't really have a ton of expendable income, so I got too many games to play already.
Well, speaking of the PlayStation, the PlayStation has announced some caveats with the PlayStation name change. That if you change your name, some stuff can go horribly, horribly wrong. I'll read off what could happen. You may lose access to content, including paid content that you have acquired for your games, including content like add-ons and virtual currency. You may lose your progress within games, including game save data, leaderboard data, and progress towards trophies. Part of your games and applications may not function properly, both online and offline. Your previous online IDs may remain visible to you and other players in some places. The message also specifies that some of these details, at least for now, specifically only to the preview version of the ID change. First change is free for all users. Second change will cost $9.99. PlayStation subscribers get a discount. If you have a previous online ID violates the term of service, you will not be able to revert back to your previous one. I wonder if we'll see them forcing people to change their IDs. Were they just banning people with like messed up IDs? Because
yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, so hopefully
not always, but sometimes. This is all for the preview program, right?
Well, okay. So the things about it breaking games seems like that because unless the people who made the games went in and kind of coded stuff to fix it, it seems like it's kind of how it is.
Yeah, it seems like I don't know. It seems really weird. It seems like the name change is only like supported by a certain amount of games, but like I originally read that as in like if you go into a game that it's not supported and you change your name, it'll just show your old one. But it seems like it will just like break things. So I don't know. It seems very weird.
Yeah.
Don't do it yet. Basically, don't do it yet. Until this feature is fully out for everything and you've seen people do it and you've seen what it breaks and whatnot, just watch what happens with other people. Watch them make the mistakes. And then don't do it.
Right now, the PlayStation name change is only available in the preview program. It'll be rolling out to everyone in 2019, I want to say.
Next year, they said.
Yeah, I would personally say don't change it until I'm sure people are there's going to be lists out that say, hey, here's the games that it doesn't work with and stuff. It kind of seems like this, like, I know people have been harping over it, but if the PlayStation 5 was in the near future, I would say maybe you should have launched this with the PlayStation 5 and gone like, hey, everything on PlayStation 5, you can change your name. But yeah, it seems like even games released this year, it's not guaranteed the PlayStation name change is going to be supported.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. Don't do it yet, people. Just stay away. Stay away for now. That's my tip. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me talk about the real exciting bits of news that happened in the last little bit. In the last, like, when was this? Thursday? Friday? It was last Thursday. I'm not sure. BlizzCon 2018 is happening. It has happened. I think it is all over. And there is some news from the opening ceremony, which is basically like the press conference that they do every year. And we're just going to blow through all the important bits. And there's some drama at the end that I want to talk about. Dude, Bryce is sinking into his chair right now for audio listeners. I came into this going, all right, let's look at the outline. Let's see if Bryce has any bits of BlizzCon news whatsoever. And then I looked and he's like, oh, BlizzCon happened. This is very easily the biggest bits of news in the last 2 weeks. Blizzard is, one of the biggest video game studios in the entire world. They have their own conference. Or convention, actually. But let's go through this, right? Heroes of the Storm, not too much. This is the weird thing. They unveiled a new character named Orphea, who seems like a mage. She looks all creepy. But like the weird thing is that she's a completely original hero for Heroes of the Storm, which is odd because Heroes of the Storm is like a Super Smash Bros. Kind of thing but like a MOBA. It has like Blizzard characters from all over their different properties and whatnot, and this is the first their first like original character that they're putting in the game, which is interesting. And then they have Leoric is getting a janitor skin. It's like, okay. And then Orphea is getting a bunch of like high school related skins. And then World of Warcraft Tides of Vengeance is the next update, along with a new raid set in the Great Pyramid set in the center of the Troll City. And the cool part about this is it says Horde and Alliance will receive completely different versions of the raid, which is like, that's pretty cool. I don't know if they've ever done that before or not, but that's pretty neat. And then WoW Classic has an actual date. It's coming out in the summer of 2019. And there was a demo for that came out that a lot of streamers got to play and whatnot, and they all like seem like it's looking pretty good. They're all like, yeah, it's looking like WoW Classic, Did
you get to play it?
No. I think they only I'm pretty sure they legitimately only gave the WoW demo to like certain few people to stream as like a big thing. It's not like a alpha or anything.
You need to message them next time and be like, I am on Ready Set Gamecast, a bi-weekly podcast
Twitch.tv/Teddy Chinaris. He needs it, you know?
Twitch.tv/Teddy Chinaris won't get you there. You gotta say Ready Set Gamecast and they won't care.
Yeah, sure. I'll pimp my MySpace page. I don't really get it.
Hey, we have listeners.
And then the so people are really liking WoW Classic though. I don't know too much about it. I never played WoW when it was like in the classic phase, you know, when I was younger, but I've played the like modern version of WoW, which I really enjoy. But I am excited to try out Classic when it does come out in the summer of 2019. Everyone who has a WoW subscription has access to Classic. That's how they're doing it. And they unveiled the new charity pet, which they do every year, where there's a pet in the store and all the money goes to charity, and they do that every year. And this year it is Whomper the Yeti. He looks kind of cute, but also horrific. And the new cinematic which they showed off with Anduin and Sourfang was dope, and it was really cool, and it always made, and like every year now I want to play World of Warcraft again, but I will not get sucked in. And then Overwatch, they showed off. They went over to the Overwatch arena that they have, which is ridiculous. It's crazy. It's like so baller. I think the first time they were in it was last year, and it's so cool. And then they showed off a new animated short, which is always awesome. It's based on McCree, and it was called Reunion, and it introduced the 29th hero of Overwatch named Ashe, who has a cool robot named Bob, who is her ultimate, and she's on the PTR right now, and you should go try her out. I haven't been able to do that yet, but she's pretty cool. She's got...
I like how they kind of showed like how that one Overwatch map got how it is with the like stuff.
I thought that was really cool too. Route 66, like the train like exploded, and then when he walked out of the cafe or the diner, the train was like how it's normally set up, and I was like, that's cool. And then they announced Warcraft 3 Reforged, which is just a remastered version of Warcraft 3, the old RTS, coming out in 2019. You get cool stuff in the other games. If you get the Spoils of War edition, you get a mount in WoW. And then Hearthstone, in the notes, I literally put nerdy shit, because they unveiled a bunch of new cards and arenas, and like Hearthstone I'm so disconnected from because I don't play it, and it's a card game, and I don't know much about card games, and it's the whole thing. If you like Hearthstone, go check that out. And then Diablo. This guy came out and was like, hey guys, we love Diablo. And we want to bring Diablo to a whole new set of gamers. And we're unveiling a new game called Diablo Immortal, which is for your mobile phones. And the internet did not like that. They really didn't like it later during the Q&A panel. That's when a lot of stuff started coming out. But yeah, people are really not happy that Diablo Immortal is the game that they unveiled instead of Diablo 4. People really want Diablo 4, want it for the PC, want a hardcore PC Diablo game, and they unveiled the mobile one, and people are not happy.
To my understanding is that it's not... Like, they're not saying, oh, this is just a side project. They kind of pitched it as the main Diablo game that they're doing.
It's not even it's not that. It's the biggest problem with it is that they ended the conference with it. Like, they ended it with, like, here's the final thing. They, like, built up to it, and then it's like, Diablo Immortal. But, no, I mean, people know Diablo 4 is being worked on. People have said that. Like, devs have said that. They said it during the Q&A, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Because what I've never played Diablo, and I'm a dog in the race, but the way...
You should get Diablo 3 on Switch when it goes on sale sometime. It's very good.
The way I understood it was that it was... They were pitching Diablo Immortal as a mainline experience,
Not really.
Okay, because what
they were just like, here's a new game. It's called Diablo Immortal. You can play as all the classes. They never said like, here's a main. They never said the word mainline. I'm pretty sure they never were like, this is Diablo 4. Or it's Diablo Immortal.
What they should have done, what like other game developers have done, is that like Just like when Pokemon Let's Go was announced, or when they did the big Pokemon Let's Go thing, they showed that off with a big old trailer and stuff, and then they probably had a lot of people worried about it, and then they just cut to a video of the Pokemon developer guy sitting in office going, "Hey, we're working on the next mainline Pokemon game. It's coming to Switch. Don't have any more information." And then people were like, "Oh, cool, it's coming."
There was a Jason Schreier article that came up, I think today, that was like, I didn't read it, but I saw the headline that was something along the lines of like, there was a 20-second Diablo 4 teaser that was pulled at the last minute. And yeah, so people are just very upset that they didn't even tease or mention Diablo 4. It's just Zyger is saying it in the chat. They hyped up like Diablo news for BlizzCon for like months, and then it was this. So that's why people aren't happy about it. Also, Zyger put in a little thing in the chat that I'm gonna open real fast. He said update it says update from Jason Schreier. It says Blizzard disputes that a Diablo 4 announcement was pulled from BlizzCon. I can confirm that Alan Adham video was made and that D4 is in development. What's in dispute here is the planned timing. I apologize for any misinformation. Okay, so it was not going to be at BlizzCon, but it's definitely like in development. I believe the quote from the Q&A from devs was something along the lines of like, yeah, obviously this is not the only Diablo title we're working on. Like they said something along the lines of like, yeah, no, there's more that we're working on. There's other titles. So yeah, I don't know. The reaction's weird.
Yeah. Well, I think that like, I don't think people would have been upset about, oh, we're making a mobile Diablo, but like the fact that like
it's the only one they showed. And people also, I saw a friend JJ on Twitter talk about how his big problem too is that there's been a huge lack of Diablo 3 content. Like they haven't really updated it since like June of 2017. That was the last update, was the Necromancer update then. And it's like, yeah, that's not good. Especially in comparison to how fast like its competitor, Path of Exile, has been updating, which constantly updates and whatnot. So yeah, it's weird. What's weird to me is the amount and the strength of the hate. Like the like YouTube video has like a ridiculous like to dislike ratio. Like the dislikes are so high, it's crazy. And the in the Q&A, there, like at one point somebody asked if it was ever going to come to PC and if it was just mobile phones, and the guy said right now we're planning just mobile phones, and the crowd literally booed. Like everyone was like boo, and he was like, do you guys not have phones? Like
that is so stupid. Like he didn't even understand why people are upset.
No, he definitely knows. He's trying to make the best of it. It's obvious he knows. You would have to be dumb not to know why people are upset.
I saw that like Blizzard, an article that was like Blizzard didn't expect people would be this upset.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have expected people to be this upset. I would have expected upset, but like this is ridiculous. I was like, it's crazy.
If they had just said at any point Diablo 4 is coming, they would have been fine.
They hyped it up for too long too.
Yeah.
And then the other big thing was some dude came up at the Q&A and was like, hey, is this some out of season April Fool's joke? And the guy was like, no, it's a full-fledged Diablo, like coming to your mobile phones.
Full-fledged April Fool's joke.
No, but that was shitty. Like don't go up and ask that. That's super mean. But yeah, it's a whole thing. Hopefully people die down and calm
I'm
your booties.
I'm sure they will.
There's also rumors that like Bunny put this out on Twitter, because I put out on Twitter talking about how like I hope people calm down about this because it's still Blizzard, and Blizzard is known for making amazing games. And the Bunny was like, yeah, but Blizzard's partnering with a company for this, and they already make a game that is like this for phones that's pay to win, and that people who have tried the demo are confirming that it's basically a reskin of. And I was like, oof, If that's true, that's really rough. So yeah, I don't know. We'll keep you updated.
Speaking of pay to win, did you know that you can help support this podcast?
That's good. I like that. That's good.
By going to patreon.com/lastgeek. For the low price of $5 a month, you can get a shout out on every episode of Ready Set Gamecast, like Aaron C. and Dragon Lucas did. We appreciate you, and we couldn't make this show without your awesomeness. Time to take it into the topic of the show. Is there a way games can be made, or is the way games are made unreasonable and unsustainable? What could or should be done to improve game development? Teddy, what do you think?
Is the way games are made unreasonable and
unsustainable?
Unsustainable. Yeah. Yeah, I think currently at the moment, yes. I think it's very much a case by case basis, but like the amount of different stories that we see of crunch and like
game companies being shut down after one, not just like failure, but just like not insane success. If they don't do amazing, they risk getting shut down.
Like, I don't know, the recent stuff this is based off of the recent stuff with Rockstar and also the recent stuff with Telltale. Like Telltale coming in and being like, yeah, everybody has to be out of the offices in an hour. You know what I mean? Like that, like stuff like that, like stuff like none of them are getting any severance, or like their health insurance is immediately gone and stuff like that. Like they recently had hired people, like very recently in the last like few weeks, and then they're just done. Like they had moved their family out here, and then it's like that's gone. Like there's got to be some checks and balances, and I want to start talking about unions and unionizing the gaming industry, but I'm also not super like familiar with that as I'd like to be, and what that would involve. So I don't feel educated enough to really talk about that yet.
I think that's part of the answer, I think, is that there does need to be game unions. I think it would be along the lines of like the Screen Actors Guild, because of kind of the way game development seems to work, and maybe just having unions would help the way game works. But it seems like there's kind of like, once a game gets finished, they kind of like, people get let go, and then they have to find a new place to work on a project as that game starts getting going. So due to that cycle, it's almost like movies and stuff where, you know, actors go work on a movie and then the movie finishes and then they have to go find a new movie.
Yeah.
So something like a universal like game developers union would be really good to help, like, across the board go like, hey, you know, here's what how the workers should be treated, what's fair. I also think that, like, I mean, we see game companies really trying to like monetize their games in different ways, and it seems like maybe $60 isn't cutting it anymore for the cost, and maybe they need to raise the price of games, because like I don't think anybody is loving this like microtransactions. Well, some people are fine with it, but like there's a lot of backlash about that, and like loot crates have gotten games in a bad position due to that monetization. Yeah. And maybe the answer is just maybe games should cost $80, and then maybe it wouldn't. Game companies wouldn't have to go to crazy lengths to try and be a success. Maybe it's not nose to the grindstone as much. And one like minor failure shuts down a game company. But we're just kind of the players. We don't know anybody who is in that stuff. The best I know is I know somebody who was a tester at Activision, but I don't know at any developers or anything. But just my job has a union, and I'm honestly think that's really great. You would have to, it'd be a lot more complicated for unionizing the entirety of the game development, but I think that would be a great push to help just keep people honest. People can still work as much or as little as is fair, but just keep it honest so people are, signing up for what they're okay with.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot that needs to be done.
Yeah.
A lot needs to be done. Like it can't really stay in the place that it is.
Yeah. Right now it's just in a bad place and something needs to be done.
Yeah.
But you know what's in a good place? Our audience sending in questions and comments for us to read. Teddy, can you take us through them, but also do the thing at the front where you tell them how to put in the questions?
Absolutely, I will, because I'm excited. We got a bunch of questions today. Do you want to be a part of the show? I don't. Go to readysetgamecast.com/submit to submit a question. I had to do that because every time when Darian or you reads that, I always shake my head. Go to readysetgamecast.com/submit to submit a question, comment, or your favorite food. We've probably already done that one for us to read on the show. Let's see here. Totally not dexterity. All right, this is probably Darian, but apparently it's not. It says, how are you handling the absence of the best podcast co-host? You know what? Just fine. It's great. Just kidding, come back.
Matt hasn't been on the show in a while, so I've kind of gotten used to it.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've had Bunny, it's really missing him.
Zyger hasn't been on the show yet, but I imagine he'd probably take that spot. So it's just a dream I have of having the best possible co-host.
Because a hypothetical one definitely better than Darian, right? That one was just flat out saying it. No, I'm just kidding. Dexterity says, how do you deal with being sick? I don't know. Well, okay, I do know. What you do is you take as much time as you can for yourself. You get a bunch of rest. You drink a bunch of water. You drink some tea if your throat is all bad for you. If your throat's all sore and whatnot. What else? Get some chicken noodle soup. My girlfriend is sick right now, and she's long distance, and she's visiting this weekend, and I'm really, really hoping she's not sick when she comes so that she can still come in over. But you need to take care of yourself, Darian, okay? Take care of yourself. All right, dude. Get a. Here's what you really do: you get some chicken noodle soup, and you pour it in like an industrial pot, and then you just fucking just spill it all over. You just bathe. You fill your bathtub with chicken noodle soup, and you just sitting there and like, all right, this is getting off the rails. So what's your favorite kind of soup? Mine is vegetable beef. How do you take care of being sick, Bryce? And what's the favorite kind of soup?
I
was just saying chicken noodle soup.
I sleep a lot, which is kind of what I do all the time. But this is sick time.
You're supposed to sleep a lot.
And my favorite soup is chicken noodle soup, specifically Campbell's chicken noodle soup, because it doesn't have any of those gross vegetables.
Who needs those, right? Fucking vegetables. And then she also said, "Can you guys get me a Sphinx cat?" No, I can't. Oh God, why? I knew it was gonna be like this. I knew.
What?
I knew it. It's like a hairless cat.
Oh.
It's all gross and wrinkled.
Darian, I already got you a birthday present. So no.
Is it a Sphinx cat? You could have been like, oh, who knows?
No, she has received her present already. It's been her birthday.
And now it's time for the Zyger rock block of
There's
news.
Like a page of Zyger questions.
He said, all right, it's time for some serious answers. Whose dick do I gotta suck to get Waluigi in Smash? And then he said in all caps, we got a fucking plant, guys. This podcast has a better chance of being playable in Smash than Waluigi at this point. With 3 exclamation points. Sakurais, obviously.
Teddy.
Next question.
If the 3 of the co-hosts were a Smash character, which one's more likely to be, and what would their move set be?
I feel like Darien because she's anime.
She's more colorful. I mean?
Yeah. She feels like it would make a good character in Smash. I don't know what she would do as moves.
I feel like she would just be Harley Quinn stuff. She'd have a big hammer.
Yeah, something like that. Rumors are going around that the first DLC Smash character is going to be a Square Enix character. Obviously, the fan favorite picks are Sora, Geno Chrono, but who do you guys think it would be if it were a Square Enix character? My vote is Niku from TWEWY, The World Ends With You? Yes.
I was gonna wonder if you knew that.
As I said it, like, put the letters. What's the get? Noctis.
Oh.
Sure.
See, I was thinking Noctis is a definite possibility just because they've been pushing Final Fantasy 15 has come out in like 3 variations on everything.
Oh yeah. What if they release Final Fantasy 15 on the Switch with this DLC? Be crazy.
Well, didn't the chibi version of Final Fantasy 15 come to Switch?
I think they maybe announced it. I think that's a thing I remember.
I think it actually hit. I think it actually is on. The chibi version is on. But I could totally see that. It
is. Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition.
A good along with Solid Snake would be Lara Croft.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Hitman, but I don't think he actually.
Not anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't belong to Square Enix anymore.
Nope. All right. So we have 5 DLC characters for Smash Bros. What are 5 characters you want in the game if the choice was up to you, and 5 you think you have a real possibility of being DLC? Oh damn. Okay, this really does have to be lightning round. 5 I would want. Cole McGrath, Master Chief. Let's go with Greg Miller. No, I'm changing that to Tim Geddes. Crash Bandicoot, sure. Sly Cooper. You know what? Hold on, no. It's Tim Geddes, Cole McGrath, Master Chief, Nathan Drake, and Sly Cooper. And then 5 that I think have a realistic possibility. I'm more out of the loop, but like Crash is more realistic than all the others that I put. So let's just throw Crash out there. Let's throw Noctis. That's 2. I don't know. I'm not good at this.
Here, let me do mine while you're trying to think of yours. I'll
think of 3 more realistic ones.
I just did one list as like these are all Nintendo characters. None of them are realistic, but they're fun. Baby Luigi. That would be dope. Baby Luigi throwing punches. KK Slider. I've never played that video game, but he seems like a cool dog. He plays the guitar. Master Mummy from ARMS. We already saw that the main ARMS boy is an assist trophy, but Master Mummy, we don't know. And he's my main in the ARMS game, so he should be in there. King Boo. He could have a cool move where he can go transparent for a little bit, and then they can't punch him good. And then, I know you guys are all upset about Waluigi not being in Smash Brothers. So, he's just an assist trophy. I feel like we knew he was an assist trophy early on, so I don't know why you guys were still holding out hope. But you know who's not in there? First appearance in a Nintendo game. Haven't seen him before. Gonna be too cute to handle. Baby Waluigi coming Smash Brothers DLC. Get hype.
Wow. I'm still gonna I'm gonna throw out Waluigi for my other list. Let's just at this point, you know what? I'm not even gonna go with realistic. I'm just gonna throw out random crazy ones as another 5 list of random crazy ones. Waluigi, Sans from Undertale. Man, Noctis, sure. Let's think. Clementine from The Walking Dead. At this point, I'm trying to think of video game characters at all. Teddy from Persona 4 Golden. Because I looked down and I saw my Persona 4 Golden.
I thought you were going to put yourself in the video game for a second.
Yeah. All right. And
Teddy Chinaris from twitch.tv/Teddy.
Yeah. And then, like I said, now that we got that stupid trash, Red Dead Redemption 2. When are we going to get... I love how, by the way, that's been like the big thing. Didn't even mention it. Like, that's the big thing in gaming, and neither of us are playing it, so neither of us mentioned Red Dead. Now that we got that stupid trash Red Dead Redemption 2, when are we going to get a real Rockstar sequel people actually give a fuck about? Rockstar Table Tennis 2. When are we going to get it, Bryce?
Real talk, I hear they're actually working on Bully 2, and that's fucking dope. I've never played this table tennis thing.
And then neither have I. I watched an entire playthrough of Bully. Fun fact.
Oh, it's so good. Best Rockstar game.
Zyger also said, Teddy, the reason Kirby is the only remaining character at the end of World of Light cinematic is because Kirby is the only character made by Masahiro Sakurai, aka the director of the Kirby series and the Smash Bros. Series. Kirby has played major roles in past Smash story modes. This isn't a mistake. Kirby isn't the reason the original Smash... Kirby is the reason the original Smash came to be. Kirby isn't just best boy, he's Sakurai's child. You don't kill your own son, Teddy, you fucking monster. Yes, I know this isn't a question, but you needed the lesson. All right! But also, like... Sakurai killed 73 of his other children. So just throwing that out there.
I love the gif that people have been putting out there of like We Fit Yoga just like doing yoga as the things come. Like there was the three characters like Duck Hunt, We Fit Yoga, and then I think it was Ness just kind of like running around in circles like we have nothing. We can do nothing.
Have you seen the specific bit of Sonic in Peak 2 where Sonic reaches out his hand?
People are so getting attached to that.
Not Zyger says Target has listed and delisted the N64 Classic on their website. What N64 games would you put on the N64 Classic, and why is your number one obvious choice Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2? As someone who obviously, I guess you guys can guess, never owned a Nintendo 64, I don't have much to say about this. I'll say Super Mario 64, say Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, throw Majora's Mask on there too. Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, that's 5. Trying to think all the other N64 games I know about. Wasn't there a Toy Soldier game? I played that at a neighbor's house once. And that's about as far as my N64 knowledge goes.
They probably couldn't license it, but obviously GoldenEye would be a top pick.
GoldenEye, of course.
Yeah, that would probably be hard to license because of the 007 thing. Original Mario Kart. Well, no, Mario Kart 64. Like that's
Smash Bros 64 too.
Oh yeah. I honestly thought like Mario Kart 64 was like the original. I didn't know it started on the SNES.
It's on the SNES Classic, by the way. Bad.
Yeah.
It's a bad video game. It controls like shit.
That is like not Mario Kart. I don't know.
Yeah, it's rough. Like there's one I played it at a friend's house with the SNES Classic, and there's one track where there's mud and like you just slide for days. You're just gone. But yeah, that's all the questions that we have for the week.
Star Fox 64.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
I had to look up like what's on the 64. I literally have a 64 hooked up in the other room.
I would have thought I've played that too. Yeah. I forget. I played a lot of 64 more at friends' houses. But yeah, those are the questions for the week.
And I have a question for you, the audience. Hi, I'm Bryce. While you're writing into questions and comments and your favorite food, please also write into readysetgamecast.com/submit and tell us what games you think we need to play for Game of the Year. That's coming up. We're going to do it in January. I've got to figure out who the guests are going to be. I'm probably going to reach out to Matt and Bunny and see if they're interested. They've kind of fallen off the side of the earth lately, so we'll see what their lifestyle is. But what do we need to play is Red Dead Redemption. You think that's the top contender? What might have we missed?
The problem is that the main one that I would like to personally myself play by the end of the year for like Game of the Year would be Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but I can't buy that. But I will be able to consider as much as I have. I can consider Celeste, God of War, Spider-Man. Those are like my 3 main ones of the year so far.
Well, housekeeping time. Go to ReadySetGamecast.com for links to the podcast on all your favorite podcast services, including iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, as well as the video version on YouTube. There's not actually links on Stitcher. I haven't updated that website in long, or links to Spotify on that deal. But like, if you have Spotify, you know how to click on the search bar and type in Ready Set Gamecast, and you'll see it. But if you like the show, please subscribe, rate, and review it on iTunes and Stitcher. It helps us grow and become more powerful.
I almost forgot. I was like, oh yeah.
Other Last Geek stuff you should check out. This is your regular reminder that GameMate Corp has a new episode. We made a game called Clown Mistake. It's a game about you trying to be a clown, but then everybody realizing that clowns are scary and will never be an entertaining thing, and give up on your dreams to be a clown.
Don't be a clown. Just don't be a clown. Unless you want to murder people. But even then, like, don't want to murder people. Or just don't murder people. I guess you can't.
Yeah, it was our Halloween episode, so we were like, okay, all the games should be scary. It's a game about trying to be a clown, because they're inherently scary.
It's true.
The Patreon exclusive episode of Ready Set Gamecast is available on Patreon in both video and audio form at patreon.com/lastgeek. For the low price of $1, you can view and listen to that. Teddy tells about who he wants to marry.
Kinda, a little bit.
I mean, I think you specifically said, like, at first you you tried to couch it, but
I
then
didn't tell about them though. I don't like talk about them a bunch.
We talked about how we got started in content creation, where we'd like to go, and I think we had some really good discussions. I think it's worth the $1. Also, this Saturday, November 10th, if you're listening to this on the Friday, it'll be...
Those are tornado sirens. Good timing, everybody.
Luckily, I can't hear them, and hopefully they won't be listenable on the podcast. This Saturday...
Really appreciate the safety concern, Bryce.
Either you live or we get a new co-host.
Damn.
This Saturday, November 10th, starting at 6 a.m. Central to 6 a.m. on Sunday, the 11th, Bryce and friends will be playing video games to help sick kids in his area of South Dakota. Go to lastgeek.com/extralife to donate, and it'll also, the stream is embedded in there, so you can get the whole experience from there. We'll have to suffer horrible things if you donate enough dollars. I'm going to tell you what horrible things you can make us do. If you do $10, we will eat a bean-boozled bean. If you don't know what these are, there'll be a black bean, and it's like, it could be chocolate pudding, or it could be dog food. I ended up getting a donation and having to eat it. It was dog food. I wanted to vomit. It was very bad. There's other ones like spoiled milk, puke, lawn clippings. Yeah, and there's also like good flavors, but yeah, it's gonna be unpleasant. For $15, Aaron will draw you a doodle. And for $20, we play shock roulette, where we will get shocked. There's also the milestones. $100 we eat baby food. $200 we do other things. There's gonna be stuff. There's gonna be images out there. It's gonna be a good time. Starting at 6 a.m. Central Time, Saturday, November 10th. I think that is all I have to say about housekeeping. Teddy, where can people find you?
Yo, if I'm not dead, twitch.tv/Teddy Chinaris. I have some... this week I should be live. When does this go live again? It goes live on Friday?
Yes.
Nailed it. Okay, so by the time this goes live, if you're watching this live... this week I'll be live probably a little bit Tuesday night, hopefully. Wednesday should be good. Thursday should be good. But then the rest of the weekend, I will not. But if you listen to this Friday, the next week, I should be live a bunch. Probably Mondays through Friday, 7 to 11 around there. Keep an eye on my Twitter, which is twitter.com/TeddyChinaris, and then my Discord as well, to see when I go live. We'll be playing probably Destiny 2 and Black Ops 4 for a good bit. And the tornado sirens just stopped.
That means the tornado is there. It's arrived. It took out the tornado sirens. That's rough. You can find me at Last Geek on Twitter, Last Geek Plays on Twitch, Last Geek Plays on Instagram, and Last Geek at Facebook, which I've got the whole Facebook event for my extra live stream, and I've been putting updates on that. But yeah, great content across the board. Patreon.com/LastGeek if you enjoyed this and want more. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you for the questions, the comments, and the whole experience that you provide to make this possible. We love you, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
See ya.